Spark Books here. Today, I'm going to explain the book, What to Do When You're New, by Keith Rollag. Take care, enjoy the book, and have a nice day. What to Do When You're New, 2015, is the result of Rollag's 20 years of research on why people become anxious and stressed in new situations. It provides strategies for changing your outlook on new situations and offers techniques for handling such situations with comfort and confidence. Key idea number 1. Our biological and cultural evolution makes us vigilant and nervous in novel settings. We all start new jobs, move, take classes, etc. Most of us are apprehensive about being the new person in the room, no matter how often. Good reason. We naturally feared the unknown as we evolved. We rarely met new individuals prehistorically. According to evolutionary biologist Robin Dunbar, it was usual to engage with 150 people and see 300 or 400 in a lifetime. We should be apprehensive and aggressive when meeting strangers or entering unfamiliar areas since we could be robbed or killed. Calmness in unfamiliar situations had no evolutionary advantage. According to child development specialists, infants start to dread strangers around 6 months old. Parents and teachers continually urge children not to talk to strangers, reinforcing this mentality. However, we dread group exclusion. Exclusion is harmful, thus social creatures like humans have strong incentives to join a group. Half of male monkeys expelled from their birth group will starve or be murdered before finding a new group. We still want to belong, even when it's not necessary anymore. Modern culture says only losers can't find community. We feel anxious in new circumstances but want to fit in. Solve this paradox? Key idea number 2. Adapting to new surroundings takes a mentality shift. Consider your new experiences. Felt good? If you were agitated and anxious, like many of us, you might ask why. Why haven't we relaxed? Mindlessness is to blame. Without it, we never improve. Performance becomes less important beyond a certain point. Take driving. After learning the basics, we stop paying attention. Most people blindly follow a script for handling new situations. When meeting a new coworker, you can introduce yourself, state your job, and ask about theirs. These scripts keep us from thinking about how to handle new situations, which might make us anxious. Thus, to improve at being new, you must change your thinking. For instance, try seeing new situations as learning opportunities. 3 options. The coach attitude views new situations as training to improve with practice and feedback. You may even approach new situations like a social video game, where you win by improving each time. Life is too serious, so why not make it fun sometimes? Finally, adopt a beginner's mindset and approach each new circumstance with excitement. This allows you to view mistakes as rookie blunders rather than personal failures. Key idea number 3. First, learn how to introduce oneself. Proper introductions start good conversation. People tend to wait for others to introduce themselves in new settings. You may worry about bothering people. Let it go. Have you ever been annoyed by someone interrupting you to introduce themselves? No. People worry that a weak introduction would make a bad impression. This is understandable, but introducing yourself is better than not. An introduction approach can alleviate such concerns. Method. Greet when appropriate. Introduce yourself by name and explain why. To avoid interrupting something crucial, ask if you can introduce yourself. You might explain that you're the new marketing assistant and sit in the other room, so you'll probably see each other often. Be concise, respectful, and acknowledge the potential relationship by explaining why you should know each other. After your introduction, you can speak to establish your relationship. Discover what you have in common and how you may connect in the future. Ask about the other individual if you become stuck. Showing respect and interest works. Record what you discover about the other individual. It's easy to forget names, positions, and backgrounds. Writing everything down immediately after the talk will help you prevent discomfort and worry in the future. Key idea number 4. Respect, flatter, and impress by remembering names. Socializing requires name recall. Why is recalling them so difficult? Evolution. Prehistoric brains couldn't remember names. We had few prehistoric contacts. Remembering several names became necessary recently. Names are kept in a different brain region than other information about a person. Because of that, some people can remember faces, careers, and hobbies but not names. Context-dependent recall may also impair name recall. Context-dependent recall is when you remember something only in its context. If you meet someone in a shopping center over the weekend, you may not remember their name. Relax. Avoid embarrassing situations with name recall tactics. Examples. Imagine your friend with the same name standing next to the person you're trying to remember. If you meet a person named Peter, imagine your pal standing next to him. Imagine their name scrawled across their face. Repeating the new name during conversation works too. Ask how it's spelt or spoken, Or say, "Hello, Brian, great to meet you." Repeat the name at the end of the conversation to help your brain digest it. Key idea number 5. Ask questions to get comfortable faster. Get information, guidance, and advice from others to quickly integrate as a novice. Problem is, you're most reluctant to ask questions now. Why? Well, asking questions typically causes unjustified dread. When asking for help, we worry that others will criticize or believe we're incompetent. Fortunately, you can ease these unjustified anxieties by following some easy questioning rules. If you ask questions with a learning attitude rather than a problem-solving one, people usually enjoy them. The first attitude implies that you want to do something but don't know how, while the second implies that you want someone else to do your job. Instead of asking someone to enter data into the system, ask them to teach you. Avoid multi-part queries and be brief, asking how a system works, who runs it, and what happens when you click here instead of there is too much. Multiple inquiries confuse and only one is answered. Finally, being new is your biggest weapon when asking questions. Saying this makes others more likely to help and less likely to think your question is foolish. They also forgive faults better. Key idea number 6, stay positive and give energy to overcome fear. Do you ever think, "I hope this person likes me," but doubt they do? You're not alone. We care about what others think. Unfortunately, this makes us misread social cues. Because we fear rejection, we interpret every ambiguous or neutral conduct as dislike. You're concerned no one would like you in your first week at work. On your second morning, a new coworker rushes past you in the hallway without saying hello. It's simple to assume they don't like you or want to communicate. They were likely late to a meeting. Put yourself in the other person's shoes when starting a new relationship. Would you talk to a new hire if you were a veteran? Don't worry, most people would. Starting a new relationship requires positivity and giving others energy. Make your interactions energizing. When people feel understood, respected, and valued, they acquire vitality. Listen, this encourages self-disclosure and shows you care. Impressing others drains energy. Talk about yourself, but also talk about your conversation partner. Stay positive. People will associate your nice comments about others with your personality. Key idea number 7, learn how to overcome public performance anxiety. Unfamiliarity causes several issues. You may not share innovative ideas at work and abandon your new interest after 2 lessons. This happens when we're afraid to perform for strangers. Why this reluctance? Carol Dweck found that we establish a skill as fixed mindset early on. We subconsciously think we're born with specific talents, so when we struggle, we think we're horrible at it. Parents and instructors reinforce this stuck thinking by calling us smart or talented. The getting better mindset is healthier. Learning, effort, and practice produce talent. To adopt this approach, you must realize that your initial performance doesn't reflect your potential, therefore don't worry about mistakes. Just learn and ask for support to improve. People like this mindset. Asking for advice and confessing your ignorance demonstrates respect and humility. A getting better mindset requires realism about mistakes. We drastically overestimate how much others notice our mistakes. However, most people are more concerned with their own actions than yours. Don't worry if they spot your mistake. They're more likely to blame inexperience than incompetence or talent. You're learning. Your initial performance doesn't show your talent or worth. New situations make people nervous. Change your thinking, put yourself in others' shoes, and use easy introduction tactics to overcome anxiety of the unexpected. Names and questions. We all make mistakes at start. To view more content like this, subscribe. Don't forget to like and turn on notifications. The channel really benefits from it. I appreciate you being here.